Hi there, it's Coach Aaron from Mini Hobbs Gymnastics. Thanks for taking a few moments and watching this video. Today I'm going to talk to you about 6 exercises that'll make you a better trampoline and tumbler. It'll help you be stronger, help you jump higher, help you tumble more, and also help you avoid some injuries that you wouldn't want anyway. So the first one we're going to talk about today is the squat. Now the squat is an exercise that's used all over the place. It's very simple, but very hard to do correct. We're going to start out with our feet shoulder width apart and our toes just barely out. We don't need to have any weight at first. And we're just going to keep our chest up and drop down as far as we can and stand back up. That is a basic squat. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is going to help us be able to push down on the trampoline bed harder so that we can get a higher jump. This is going to help us run faster as we go into our double mini approach. This is going to help us run faster and resist the forces when we're doing our tumbling. So it's useful for a lot of different things. Now I know when we're doing a lot of this, we're really only using this part right here. We can't go all the way down and all the way back up in our entire, we just don't have enough time. But when we're doing this all the way down and all the way up, we're gaining strength among the entire range of motion, and that's just important for life. When we want to make it harder, or if we need to make it a little easier, we just don't go as far. We just go down as far as we can keep our chest up and our heels on the ground. Two important things. So from the side, down, my heels are still on the ground, and back up. And I keep my chest as high as I can. It'll go forward a little bit, and that's okay, but we don't want to bend forward. Then we're just bending over. We're not actually squatting. If we want to make it harder, we can take something that has some weight and hold some weight. That makes it harder. We can switch to a split squat stance, which is one foot in front of the other, like we're standing on a balance beam or a 2x4 or whatever's convenient, even just a straight line, and we go down. We pretend we got a wall in front of us and behind us and we're just trying to scoot down in between, but down and up. We can make it even harder than that. We can pick one foot up and squat down and stand back up. Okay? Lots of different ways you can make the squat harder. All right, next we want to talk about these things back here, our caboose. Okay, our glutes are really important. They extend our leg when we are pushing off the trampoline, pushing off the rod floor, pushing off the double mini, any of those things. So we want to make sure that's nice and strong. Best way to do this that I have, lay down on the ground. Bring your heels up to your bottom and then squeeze and push your hips up and back down. You can hold it up there, you can push it up quickly, all sorts of things. You can even put some weight on top of your hips here and use that to make it even harder. Or you can pick up one foot and just do it with one foot. That makes it harder as well. If you need to make it a little easier, you can put your shoulders on top of a couch or a chair or something like that, and that'll raise you up a little bit. All right, for trampoline and double mini, we use our toes a lot to push off. And you can very simply push up onto your toe and do a heel raise. If I stand on top of something, I can dip down and get that full range of motion. But that is a fantastic exercise for working on that last little bit of push that we want when we're trying to push off the trampoline. You can do it faster and try to do a little jump and even add a little power to it. All right, those 3 exercises have talked about the lower body. Now let's talk about the upper body. So we need to have pushing strength for our handstands, for our cartwheels, for our tumbling, and just for our overall balance of body when we're on trampoline. So push-ups are the universal exercise. They're good for the core, they're good for the upper body, they're good for your chest, they're good for your shoulders. You can do all these things. Now, not everybody can do a push-up well because they just haven't built up the upper body strength yet, and that's okay. So I've got this chair here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the back of the chair. The higher up I get my shoulders above my feet, the easier it's going to be for me to do a push-up. So if I put my hands here, I make sure the rest of my body is straight, and I lower myself down and push back up, okay? It's important that I keep my everything in line. The mistakes a lot of people make when they're doing push-ups is they get their arms really, really wide. Now there's a place for that, but if you're just trying to get strong at first, and this is going to be really, really hard. The other thing is getting their hands out in front of them too much. If I put my hands out in front of me, that's what if we were laying on a bench and doing a bench press, that would be an incline bench press. And those are harder because we're getting more into our shoulders and we're taking out all of this strong muscle in front. So I start up high. You could even use a wall and push against the wall. But as I get stronger, I can turn the chair around. And I'm just using this because that's what I have outside here. You could go to a staircase and use a staircase and start on a high stair and start stepping yourself down. But again, make sure that your body is straight. Lower yourself down. See, my hands are right by my shoulders, and push back up. If I get too high and my hands end up by my forehead, that's a lot harder. Of course, we can go down flat, same idea, and as we get stronger and stronger, hey, look it, now we can get our hands up above, but I'm still keeping them close to my shoulders at the ground. Very important, strongest place. Is there a place for having my hands higher? Yes, absolutely there is. When we start getting into handstands, we want to get our hands closer and closer to here because that's where we're going to be in a handstand. And we can keep working our feet higher and higher and higher up a wall till we're doing handstand push-ups. That's awesome. All right, we have to balance our muscles out. Our muscles just can't be worked in one direction, because if we don't work the other side, we'll get too strong on one side and weak on the other, and we're going to cause an injury that way. So we need to pull, okay? Now the simplest way to do a pull would be a pull-up, but pull-ups are hard. Nothing wrong with doing a pull-up, and you should try to do pull-ups even if you're not getting it right away. Even if you can't pull yourself up, that's fine. Start where you can. Anytime you grab and hang onto a bar, you're increasing your grip strength, and you're going to increase your strength just by trying to pull, even if you don't move an inch. But if you keep doing it, eventually you'll start moving an inch, and then you'll move 2 inches, and then you'll be getting yourself all the way up. And the grip, whether it's an under grip for a chin up, an over grip for a pull up, or a mixed grip, doesn't matter, okay? Later it does, but when you're just trying to get strong, don't worry about what grip you use. Use whatever's comfortable. Now, this isn't full, but a full one of these would weigh about 8 pounds. Good place to start, especially for kids that, we don't want you picking up big amounts of weight. If I want to get my back muscles strong to counterbalance with my front muscles, I want to pull. That's a pull, okay? Easy. I can bend over. I got to keep my back straight. I can pull up. Okay, we're getting closer. I can keep moving my body. I can use this chair again. I can do a whole bunch of different exercises, work a bunch of muscles. That's a pull. Up to the point where maybe I get myself under a table and I pull myself this way. I could use a door frame. My toes in front of the door, let myself out, pull myself forward. All the time making sure all the rest of the muscles are tight. Which gets myself to the last exercise I have for you today. We gotta work our core. There are lots of ways to work our core. If you're really weak in the core, start somewhere simple like planks. But for this video, I wanna talk about V-ups. V-ups are great because they simulate a pike that we use in all 3 of our disciplines. On tumbling, once we start getting into flipping at the end of a routine, on double mini, on trampoline. V-ups are hard, but we can break it down. We can start out with the lower part and bring our legs up. We can start out with the upper part and bring our top up. The big thing is don't curl up in the back. Make sure if you're gonna curl it all, use the top part of your back, not the bottom part. And then eventually, we can reach up and make that pike shape. I need to work on mine a little bit more, obviously. But if you're just looking to start off and you're just looking for ones to get yourself going and get yourself stronger, do each one of those exercises for about 10 repetitions. The number isn't terribly as important as how well you do them, but do 10 exercises of each. And then go back and go through those 6 exercises again, and then one more time. And that's a great place to start. There's lots of other ways you can do it. You can always contact us at Mini Hops. We can always answer some questions about it. If you want to do it and you want to show us how you do those things, make sure you give us a hashtag virtualmhg when you do it, whatever platform you use. But thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. Have a great day.